In life, there's something called putting the odds in your favor, and I want to share a quick tip related to that. What's up guys, welcome back to Montreal. I'm just about to leave for the Montreal Traders meetup and a meeting I have downtown, that's why I'm dressed like this. But first thing first, I want to talk about one thing that I realized recently. When we talk about kind of analyzing yourself and trying to understand how you are and how you perform, this is exactly what we talk about here. Better. So I've been using for a long time TradingView to trade. And one thing I noted on TradingView is that there's this panel on the right hand side. And this panel is really distracting, especially for me. And one thing I noticed is that whenever there's like a lot of colors and things flash and like everything moves, I tend to want to place a trade. I tend to want to be looking for more setups. And that's something I realized for myself. One of the principles in trading is that you never want to play with your emotions, and you never want to kind of be affected by how price moves or what things happen. I caught myself sometimes at looking at a setup that it's not really perfect like I was supposed to take it, but I still want to take it because I see these like light moving and there's a lot of action in the market. So really important for you to be focused on what you have to do and not what you feel like you want to do. So cool thing is you can kind of hide the panel, not worry about it. But it's just there sometimes, and if you're not careful about what affects you and what changes your mood or your emotions, you're always going to be in the state where you don't really know why you do things, and that is very dangerous. Why did you take that trade? As soon as you know why, you can pick an action, you can do something to not do that same thing again, and that's really crucial. Now that nice speech being said, let's get downtown, and it's going to be cool. So my first appointment downtown was cancelled. Here I am for the second one with a friend, a trader, and we're right near the meetup, which is on this side. So I'll go right in and let's check it out.
Some of these
So it's just a friendly reminder that most of the ghost coin are shit.
So yesterday was the Montreal Traders meetup, and there's a very precise reason why I go there every month. Some people ask, doesn't it get too repetitive to go there every month and talk about trading? Well, the answer is no. You always learn something new. What this could be like a few lines someone says or something you hear across the room. Those things can make a big difference. Although the topic of yesterday's meetup was cryptocurrencies, I did hear something pretty interesting that reminds me I still have to do a lot of work. It goes something like this. Good traders take one type of trade and they become expert at it. Great traders understand that there's a lot of profit lying in other types of trades, and they learn to take all types of trade in all conditions. You see, a good trader is going to take one type of trade, let's say reversal trade or pullbacks or breakout, and they're going to trade that on a few instruments. But the great trader, the one that really makes a bigger income, is going to be the one either trading more types of trades or he's going to trade on multiple instruments to make sure that he's maximizing his return. Because you cannot trade only one type of trade on a few instruments. That's not going to work. Yes, you can be a good trader, but you cannot be a great trader, which is like the other level. And that's where everything comes in. And I realize I have a lot of work to do. I consider myself to be a good trader. I take one type of trade, mostly on a moderate amount of instruments, like 15 currency pairs. But I do not take all types of trade. And that's where I would have to work on more in the future. Or I would have to go to different markets. That's something I was told multiple times on the podcast. And I don't feel like I want to do that. So I might go into multiple types of trades over time. But you need to understand, and this is like very crucial. Please don't take all types of trade just because I told you to take all types of trade. You need to build them incrementally and over time. And that is where you're going to be able to keep adding an edge. And over time, once you get good at one thing, like I got good at reversals. I'm good with that. I know how to trade them. I know how to trade other things too, but I didn't implement them yet, and that's where I have to do some work. If you want to stand out from most traders, you have to think long term, and that means you are going to start building things over time. See, that's exactly why I go back to the meetup, because I get something new every time. Even the professionals, or the people at a much higher level, they need to learn all the time. And this one idea, it's probably what's going to keep me pushing forward to maximize the return. Because you can trade only one thing, that's fine. But if you really want to be great, you have to do more than just that. And you have to push a little bit harder. Right? It takes work, of course, but that's what you need if you want to be great. And there's nothing wrong with being a good trader. That's fine. There's plenty of good traders out there. They can trade, they can make money, they can make maybe even a living. That's fine. But if you want to be at the next level, that's where you really have to understand that there's multiple parts to master, and that even when you're profitable, that's where you have a long road to go and a long journey of learning and growth over time. So I hope this makes sense. I will conclude it here for today. Cannot talk because it's so cold outside. Thanks guys for watching, I appreciate it. And thank you to Houston for the idea. Much appreciated. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.